Hey, what's happening? I thought I'd shoot a quick video. Getting a lot of people asking me about house prices. What's happening? House prices are actually from January up until now, they've actually very, very slightly dropped. They've dipped. So people are saying, are house prices about to crash? Are they about to, fall now? Is it the time? I know a lot of people were saying 2020. In fact, I myself said in 2020 that I thought that 2021 we were going to see a crash. So do I still think that? What's happening? What's the property market currently doing? And what are house prices expected to do in the next few months or throughout the end of the year? So that's what I'm doing in this video. Listen, if you enjoy my channel, I spend a lot of time researching stuff like this. I spend an awful lot of time, studying, researching for myself, but also for you who are subscribed to my channel. So do me a big favor, if you enjoy my videos, if you appreciate the time that I put into researching these types of topics, just smash the like button, hit like, and also drop a comment below as well. So first thing I want to say is this. Last year, 2020, as we all know, we had a really a rough year because of the pandemic, because of the lockdown. At times, the property market was frozen, and I predicted that house prices would actually go up. I did a video back around June time where I predicted that house prices January 2021 were going to be significantly higher than they were June time. My predictions were very accurate, and that was great. However, I also predicted back in June 2020 that 2021 we were going to see the housing market go down significantly. Now, so far in 2021, it has dropped. So I guess technically, I was correct. But I don't think house prices are about to go down dramatically. I've changed my mind. And the reason I've changed my mind is just because the circumstances have changed. So what's happened is everything's been pushed back. Furlough's been pushed back. Stamp duty holiday has been pushed back. Everything's been pushed back. The lockdown's been pushed back. And because of that, I think that the housing crash is also going to be put back. And I think that considering that until September 2021, we've still got stamp duty holiday, we've still got the furlough scheme, so people aren't, being made losing their jobs and not being able to eat, as probably will happen in time. So listen, everything's been put back. I think that house prices this year are going to be pretty stable, because the government are making that the case with the incentives that are in place. However, I do think that once the furlough scheme finishes, once the stamp duty holiday finishes, I think the house prices are going to go down. I think we're going to see a big fall in properties. However, as I said before, I don't think that's a big deal. This is the thing, right? It's so funny because last year when I was saying my prediction of house prices, I was so spot on. I try and remain as humble as possible, but it's hard when you're so right again and again. But last year, if you look at my videos, I actually specified how much. No one usually does this. Usually people are very vague with their predictions, if they make predictions at all. I mean, the media usually get it wrong. Everybody forgets. But I was so smack on right with my prediction of what the house prices would be in January. Almost to a pound. But the thing is, as soon as I was right, and it's like, oh wow, look at this, and I published it and I showed what I said and what's happened now. Everybody said, well, what are they going to do now though? What's going to be next? And I think people are so obsessed with what are house prices going to do. They're so obsessed with that because people think that the way to make money is to buy a house and then wait for it to go up. But that's not how you make money in property. You don't buy a house and wait for it to go up. That's why one of the first rules on the Property Investors Crash Course is capital appreciation doesn't pay the bills. Capital appreciation doesn't pay the bills. So I think that people that are obsessed with my opinion and other people's opinions on exactly what house prices are going to do, those people that are obsessed with that are probably needing to change their mind on what is important. And I'll tell you what's important. What's important is when you buy a property, oh man, I'm loving this sun. Isn't it great? The clocks have just changed. It's like almost evening time. It's absolutely beautiful. What's important is not what house prices are going to do. And I'll tell you why that's not important. It's not important, number one, because you can't predict that for sure. You can't know exactly what house prices are going to do for sure. But number two is because capital appreciation literally doesn't pay the bills. Now, what I mean by that is if you buy a house for 100 grand and then very quickly it's worth 200 grand, that £100,000 in equity, okay, I mean, unless you're going to sell the house, I mean, sure, you could refinance it, but it's nice to know, all right, my net worth went up, but it doesn't pay the bills. What pays the bills? And the answer is your rent. Your rent is what pays the bill. So when you buy a property, rather than thinking, what's it going to do? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? You're better off and you'll be much smarter. And this is what's going to get you through the recession, by the way. You're better off to think, how much is this going to pay me every month? Because if you buy a property for 100 grand and it's paying you a profit of £1,000 a month, and then it drops and it's only worth 80 grand, but it's still paying you £1,000 a month, are you going to sell it? No. Are you going to care? No. Why? Because it's giving you a monthly income. If you buy a property for £100,000 and it's paying you nothing, if it's costing you and then it doubles in value, are you going to sell it? Yeah, you're going to get rid of it. So it's all about cash flow. Cash is not king. Cash flow is king. Capital appreciation isn't king. Cash flow is king. So when you buy a property, you want to get as much cash flow as possible. And how are you going to do that? Well, I would suggest not only buying low and renting high, but I would also suggest buying a property and splitting it up into HMO. Meaning a house of multiple occupancy, meaning a property that you rent out room by room. That gives cash flow. That gives good cash flow. Now, the great thing about buying properties and turning into a HMO is they're changing the rules. They're bringing Article 4 in, which means you're not going to be able to do that anymore for much longer. So what I would highly recommend you do is I would highly recommend you find properties that are in non-Article 4 areas. I'm actually looking for something. That's why I'm wandering around the house. You'll find out what it is in a minute. I've got a gift. I've got a gift for you, basically. I've got a gift and I'm looking around the house for it. And when I found it, you'll get it. So I'd recommend buying a house in a non-Article 4 area, renting it out room by room. Not only is that going to give you really good cash flow, but here's the great part. It's going to give you really good cash flow, but also when they bring Article 4 into the area, you're going to have automatic planning permission, okay, to run it as a HMO, which means you're going to get forced capital appreciation. You don't have to wait for capital appreciation. You can force capital appreciation by buying low, renting high, but then also increasing the value by buying smart. I found the gift. Here's the gift. This is for you. New shocked I'm going to be giving this away. New can't believe it. New can't believe it. Here's the gift. The gift is, if you haven't read it, read it. Buy low, rent high. I mean, look, this book summarizes everything I know about property. 12 years experience is this little book. It's not a big book. It's an easy to read book. So I'd highly recommend get your hands on this. And the gift is, of course, you're going to get this for free. So I'm going to leave the house right now because I can hear my little boy crying. I've got 3 kids now. Having 3 kids is a different story than having 2 kids. No, it's a gang now. It's a whole gang. It's a posse. So yeah, this book, it's changed a lot of people's lives. And I wrote this a few years ago. And in this book, I talk about HMOs. And as HMOs become a thing of the past in years to come, they'll become extinct for most people, but not for you. Because when you get HMO now, you have the grandfather rights. Meaning that you have, I can still hear him. Can you hear him? Meaning that you have the right to rent it out as HMO forever and nobody else does. It's going to make your HMO special edition. It's going to push up the price. It's going to push up the rents. You need to get HMOs. So anyway, this book, you can get a copy of this. I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can get a copy for free on the house. You just have to pay for your postage and packaging, but I won't get a penny from sending you this book. So get a copy on the house. I'll send it to your house. And sometimes I like to be the postman. Sometimes I literally just turn up at people's houses and say, hey, here's your book. So you never know. I might turn up at your house. But I'll leave, as I say, I'll leave a link in the description. Claim your copy. It's absolutely free. Why am I giving it away for free? Because I want you to take advantage of the situation right now in the UK. And I want you to become wealthy, buying properties low, renting them high. That's not unethical. You know, some people get upset with me. Oh, you buy it low and then you rent it high and you force people to pay. You're not forcing anyone to pay anything. Business is creating solutions for people, creating win-win situations. What you're doing is you're buying low and then you're changing the use of the property by splitting it up and renting it on as a HMO by offering affordable accommodation for people. But rather than renting it to one person, you're renting it to 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 and getting paid a lot more than you would if you rented out as a single there. So get the book, enjoy it, and I look forward to seeing you real soon. Subscribe to the channel and see you on the other side. Enjoy.